From his humble beginnings as the son of a styrofoam brick artisan, Mark Gway has risen through the refuge of the bottom dwellers, up into the ranks of mediocrity, and out the other side into the household name he is today.
Hey, we've got 3:19. We gotta go. So you gotta investigate. So it was you.
Plant.
Shrub. Curse you, Rubes. Can't you do anything right?
Perhaps the new sausage launchers or Jane's battle, sir.
Let's roll.
Frederick Jacobsonian Black met Cynthia Janine White in 1961 at the annual Grieger Town Picnic. Their relationship blossomed, and in the summer of 1963, they were married and moved to Black's hometown of Nexus, Hudsonville, where he opened his own workshop. 2 years later, the Blacks welcomed their first and only son into the world, Marcus Diablos Black. Here's the earliest footage of Mark playing with local fat children. But whether indulging in such humanitarian endeavors or helping with the family business, young Marcus wasn't truly happy and longed to become famous. At the tender age of 13, he left his parents' home, determined to make his mark on the entertainment industry. Fortunately for Marcus, he was spotted by talent scout Ed Birch after walking from his parents' front gate, and was subsequently cast as the lead in his own teenage detective sitcom titled Hardy Lads. Running for 5 years, Marcus knew success, but it wasn't until 1980, when the series was canceled, that he knew failure. It was another 5 years spent house painting and doing obscure television quiz show appearances before he decided he needed a change. England beckoned. Did you know before Extraneous Moustache Productions, Gway auditioned for Red Faces as a ventriloquist? When we return, a change of name and some underlay spells big things for our emerging star.
Hey Mom, did you get my favorite bowl of cereal?
Here you go, Billy.
Yowzer!
Flemmies, the cereal children need to help grow strong against infection and boost their immune system for years to come. Using patented flavor technology and old world health standards, Flemmies is the cereal you can trust for your children.
Goes down smooth.
Flemmies, nature's bounty.
Eleanor Kilby, the first female fighter pilot, lived a full life of love and laughter. But all this changed when she lost her sense of humor after her plane was shot down over the Sahara. After some recuperation, Eleanor returned to her normal life.
Honey, I heard the greatest joke at work today. You've gotta hear it.
Spare Jeremy. Save it for those tarts at work.
Faith Sleep, this Thursday's midday movie.
Sick of buying vitamin after vitamin just to fill your dietary needs? Well, now you don't have to. Introducing Mud, a fast-acting energy drink full of the minerals human bodies need.
Before I started using, I could maybe only pull off 1 or 2 jobs a day. But now thanks to Mud I can pull off maybe 8, maybe 9 muggings a night.
Simply spoon 2 teaspoons of Mud concentrate into a glass, add water and stir. Mud is the 100% natural supplement. So try Mud, the latest health slurry now.
This Wednesday, when you go to vote, don't think about criminal pasts or questionable policies. Think about box office success. Ex-actor turned politician Sam Downes knows what this world needs. Strong leadership, intelligence, and political acumen. All qualities that Sam Downes can portray. So this Wednesday, don't let your hair down. Vote Sam Downes for Supreme Overlord of Earth. This ad paid for by the Sam Downes for Supreme Overlord of Earth Committee.
Marcus Black had moved to England in the hopes of reviving his ailing television career. While in England, laying carpets to make ends meet, he met a young businessman called Vinny the Shark, who was running a small production company in Australia as a tax dodge. They struck up a friendship, and Marcus went to work for EMP under a new and now familiar name, Mark Gway. Gway originally made 5 movies with EMP. In 1982, he made Planet Space, playing the spaceship's non-English-speaking cook to hilarious results. In 1983, Gway diverged from his other role when he chose to play the lead in the art house film The Foppish Adventures of Hamish McIntyre. In this role, Gway displayed his most dramatic acting talents and honed his family comic sensibilities to within a tolerance of 1 inch. Also during this year, he completed the thriller Executive Decree, in which Gway took on the character of an obsessively clean hired killer, who shared an apartment with the messy, loud, obnoxious brute. Breaking away from all these serious roles, in 1985, Gway filmed the movie Humaputa, in which he plays a man who is severely beaten to death and remade as a computer that computes humor. It was in the movie Humaputa that Gway played the part of a man coping with the loss of his father to organize thuggery, something that was all too real for the emerging star. He then went on to take a more serious role in the 1986 movie The Horticulturer, in which Gway plays a pedantic gardener who receives a bump to the head and goes on a hedonistic European vacation.
How's shooting going on The Horticulturer?
Well, it wouldn't be going too bad if Connie here didn't keep forgetting the lines. So degrading, sharing the bill with a conifer.
In 1987, on the set of Meat Wars 2, Gway, unable to come to terms with his father's death, and under extreme scrutiny from the press, finally lost his battle with alcoholism, ending in a fight on the set with fellow actor Luke Allen.
I know that's what happened, but have you heard anything about the state of my nipples after the melee? No one hears about his viciousness. It's just poor Gway. He's got a black eye. Production has to be stopped. What about my nipple? I don't get no compensation for the nipple. The nipple's gone. I'll never. Nobody thought to put it on ice after it had dropped off, so I've lost my biological nipple. The $25,000 just to get prosthetic nipple surgically implanted. There's something to do with rejection of the nipple. The donor the nipple doesn't take too well to the donor. The nipple gets rejected. So as far what's happening at this point in time, all I can get is a prosthetic nipple.
Here we see a male nipple. Scientists have only recently found an effective approach to the creation of autologous tissue-engineered cartilage in the shape of a human nipple by injecting a reverse thermosensitive polymer seeded with autologous chondrocytes in an immunocompetent porcine animal model. A circumventral subderm suture was used to support the contour of the implant and assist in the projection in the form of a human nipple. Controlled injections of chondrocytes alone showed evidence of dissociated microscopic nodules of elastic cartilage. After the break, we ask the question, is it possible for men to lactate?
When a hunting party goes missing in the Ladre Forest, a group of friends get together to search for them. Legends claim the forest is haunted. Following some strange tracks, they eventually find Joe, one of the missing boys.
The dirt! It's alive! Watch out behind you! Ah!
Joe's warnings come none too soon as the very ground suddenly attacks.
No! The bullets do nothing! What's the matter, Joe?
It touched me in my special place.
The cursed grounds.
Since I was 18, I was resigned to the fact that I would never have chest hair. I could never take my shirt off in public. It was just too embarrassing. Especially because I lived in a Spanish neighbourhood. When I was 28, I started wearing a chest wig. But I was always self-conscious at parties that people would be able to tell it was fake. That's why I decided to use Humane chest hair growth formula.
Using advanced hair follicle technology, Mane Hair Formula concentrates on each individual hair to revitalize and strengthen hair development. In just 3 short weeks, you can go from this to this.
Now I have the chest hair I always wanted, and I have the confidence to do anything.
Mane Hair Studio. We understand your pain. Come in today for a free consultation.
Hi, my name's Luke Allen, movie star and funniest man within 3 meters of me. Oh, sorry Wayne, 2.5 meters. But there's nothing funny about the fact that right now around the world today, thousands of people are dying, or at least left slightly winded after a brisk walk due to the harmful effects of third-hand smoking. The The 170th known killer in the world today, higher than gingivitis and tennis elbow combined. So have a care, secondhand smokers, because you're doing more damage than you know.
Is it possible for men to lactate? Absolutely. If a man has a hormone imbalance, or if he is injected with enough estrogen, then he can further develop his mammary glands and produce milk. But probably not enough to nurse a newborn. Before harvesting, visual inspection of I did that again, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start here again. Aside from some good moments when he forgot to drink, Gway was out of control and by Christmas 1987 was living in a rehab clinic permanently.
How did you get into character for this role?
I don't have to explain myself to likes of you.
Hey,
you get a haircut.
what are you doing? I'm the interviewer. What's going on? Is this a joke?
Well, quite simply, Gway was out of control. Remember this one party he had? He emptied his swimming pool, made it into a giant pina colada. 15 people died that day. He just didn't have the facts about pool safety that we do today.
What's this crazy guy telling you? Hey,
Talking about Gway, get the hell out of here!
why don't you get the hell out of here, man? Anyway, guy, yeah, he's such a crazy character, you know. Like one time he came dressed like a chicken. He said to me, like, I'm a chicken, Steve, and I said, yeah, I know. And he said, yeah.
He then went on to not make 4 more movies with EMP between 88 and 93. It was in the 1988 film Does That Mean I'm a Hermaphrodite? That Gway, straight from rehab, lost the role when he failed to maintain consciousness throughout the first week of production. This role then fell into young rising star Steve Darvall. Once again, fresh from rehab, Gway was chalked to play the lead role in Cartoon Killer, the tale of an up-and-coming cartoon talent forced out by the heavily mob-run cartoon industry, but had a relapse. In 1990, EMP made the Hollywood blockbuster Time Screw, without Gway cast in the lead, as a sexual cyborg sent back in time to sexify the world. Critics and audiences alike lauded the movie for its superb lighting, but still some wondered what Gway could have added to the role.
Hey, I have a package for you. A sexy package. Yeah, I'm gonna set you up.
Sunshine Death Shack, originally labeled as Gway's comeback movie, in which he would reprise the role of hedonistic horticulturer from the 1986 classic The Horticulturer. Unfortunately, a week before shooting was scheduled to begin, Gway went out to celebrate his new luck. The next day he woke up in Mexico after going on a bender and had to sell one of his kidneys to get back to Australia.
Well, it was on the set of The Horticulturer. I was Gway's stunt double. And Gway stopped turning up to the set because he was afraid of a giant swarm of giant hornets coming from Japan. So I actually got his role, and because of that, many, many more roles. And when Gway's career went down the drain, he actually became my stunt double.
After going in and out of rehab for 5 years, things turned around for the middle-aged actor when he won the part of Chase Guy 1 in Sideburns Story from Luke Allen, who had betted in a game of poker. Mark Gway was on his way back, but had he learned from the past? Which star penned the best-selling autobiography, Gway's High Seas Adventures? Find out after the break. When we return, another split with EMP, and can Gway shake his hips to the top?
It's a dangerous world that we live in. Every time you step out of your door, you're vulnerable to attack. Are your nipples safe? From Nubbin Technologies comes the latest range of nipple protectors designed specifically for young professionals on the go. This could be you. So protect yourself with Nubbin's nipple protectors, now in a stunning range of colours. So don't live in fear anymore. Protect yourself with the latest nipple shield technology. For the low price of $29.95, you can finally afford the protection that you need. If you feel you need even more protection, upgrade to the full body shield now for only $250 more. We have sizes for everyone, from the petite through to the obese, and buy a nipple protector today and receive a free billy stick valued at over $80. But hurry, offer available for a limited time only.
Tired of cab companies that charge through the roof? Well, most Colt cabs don't have any to charge through. More affordable than walking, Colt Cab Company guarantees delivery of packages on the same day. Colt Cab Company operates outside the laws governing regular cab companies to provide cheap, effective transport. So if you're a package and would like to go somewhere, give Colt Cab Company a call on 131-765.
Colt Cab Company now. Yeah!
June 3rd, 1962. The world in general is a happy place, with civilization prospering, that is until they arrive. Great evil is unleashed all around the globe, an evil so old, no one remembers how to destroy it. Nations send their armies against them, but they prove ineffectual. Will the unstoppable forces lay waste to Earth? Attack of the Shadow Puppets. Be safe, walk in the light. Tonight at 8:30.
Get the new album from promoter The Talking Mime now at selected retailers for the absolutely new low price of $17.95. And this week receive Promoter Sings 12 Great Sea Song CD absolutely free. If you spend an extra $5, receive Promoter's first album, A Mime in Need is a Mime Indeed. That's 3 great albums for the price of 1 and 2 7s. Promoter's Greatest Hits, now out on Golden Straight Records.
Welcome back. So did you figure out the answer? That's right, Mark Gway. While Gway had battled alcoholism and won, his addiction to AA meetings was only just becoming apparent.
Gway really pissed me off when he won that roll off me. I mean, I had 3 aces. How can you lose with 3 aces? We didn't talk for a year and a half after that. But I was still there for him when he got addicted to AA. I mean, I started up an anonymous meeting addiction group for him. We still meet every Wednesday.
Gway's reconciliation with EMP was short-lived, however, after Gway boycotted the Sideburn story's premiere, when his big flying fox scene was left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, well, I can see Gway's point of view, but there were pacing problems in that scene, and test figures showed that the 18 to 37 single mother demographic, they just didn't want to see Gway on a flying fox.
Gway left EMP and, riding high on the critical and commercial success of Sideburn story, started his own production company, The Second Coming of Elvis, and remade all 31 Elvis movies in reverse chronological order. This took 1 year. For his role in Girls, 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 he won an Oscar, but exposed himself during the acceptance speech and was forcibly ejected from the ceremony. But while Gway's professional life was hitting its peak, starring in 12 movies where he played himself, including 1996's Eating Cake and 1997's Catching the Bus, his personal life, however, was the inverse.
As a teenager, it's rumoured that you had to beat women away with a stick.
It's true. Yeah, I had to name a lot of women. Unfortunately, it tripled the size of my forearms, which brought more and more women after me. Never-ending cycle, really.
Can you tell us about Mark's relationship with women?
I don't know. He's a real private guy. I know my friends try to steal his underpants. They're mine. Mine, I tell you!
This statement was never truer than in 1998, when Gway filed 17 simultaneous divorce papers for all of his failed marriages, carried out under polygamy during 1989 to 96.
I was married to Gway for 3 years. It's a prime number, isn't it?
That son of a bitch was cheating on me with the 30 women of the French national hockey team.
We both cheated on each other. In fact, one time we had each other as blind dates. It was quite embarrassing. We never talked about that incident, though I did write a screenplay based on it called Cheating on Us. Gway's put an option on it to play himself, but I don't know if he can really capture the character.
Oh, I never married. I was just a cheap floozy.
This wasn't his only problem, for at the height of his popularity, Gway's underpants were constantly being stolen from his home, which led to his $10,000 a day underpants habit and his subsequent life as a hermit in a bunker especially built behind his palatial estate.
Hey, you damn kids. You're not getting this back. Stinking kids think they can throw a ball around my place. You're lucky you didn't hit my vegetable garden.
At this time, Gway made many TV guest appearances trying to rebuild his public profile.
Well,
welcome to another exciting edition of Sounds Tasty. Tonight, a very special guest, my old buddy, Mark Gway. Get out here, Gway.
Yeah, everyone.
Now, Gway, what are you going to be cooking for us tonight?
Tonight, I'm going to be cooking my famous grey lamb stew.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Certainly does.
I think that's enough for reckoning.
Hey, back off, man. I'll tell you when it's enough.
I said that's enough.
Oregano! Come on, buddy.
We'll be back right after the break.
2 years later, he was back on his feet, starring in an under-Broadway play, My Fair Lady, as Henry Higgins. This relaunched his career as a C-grade celebrity.
How has it affected your life now, that you're the prevalent model for the covers of romance novels?
Well, I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Sadly for Gway, due to some unwise investing, his continuing underpants problem, and financing Gway lookalikes all over the world to assuage his growing sense of paranoia, he had to sell the rights to his patented personal aroma. The fragrance was dubbed Gway Scents and garnered millions for the fragrance company. Embittered by the success of the smell he generated but no longer owned, Gway was well within his rights to withdraw from public life into the psychiatric ward he had spent his whole life trying to avoid. This was not to be, however, for at what was to be his last television appearance, Gway met up with Karim, an old EMP actor who inspired him to get back into entertainment.
He was so funny. I just fell in love with his superb sense of comic timing. And really, you can't fake that. I mean, it's in the genes. And really, we just used to crack up on the sets. And so I told Gway to do stand-up.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mark Gway.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Do you all drive here in cars? Yeah. Well, it reminds me of a story. I was on a bike once, right? And well, that's not really a story. It wasn't even me actually, but yeah. Okay. Do any of you have any special people at home? Yeah. Okay. That must be a lot of retarded kids out there. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, my grandma, right? Yeah. So she drives this car. Right? Going back to the other story, but she can't really drive it very well. So I don't know what she's doing. Yeah.
Have you ever seen Gway do his stand-up routine?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. Yeah. He does have a pretty good bit on his grandma. It goes for about 32 minutes. He also does an impression of himself, but it doesn't really hold up. Actually, I do believe he got a sitcom deal out of that. You might have seen the show. It's called Feng Gway. He travels back to 16th century China and solves mysteries.
Gway's stand-up career blossomed in 1998 when he scored his own spin-off show based on one of his numerous racist jokes. Titled Feng Gway, the TV series followed the adventures of a paleontologist who is sent back in time to 16th century China to solve mysteries.
%100% uncut rice. Damn you, General Lee.
The first season garnered critical acclaim around the globe, but in the second season the show began to lose watchers after Gway left to pursue other projects, and Scott Jansen stepped in, bringing with him his own brand of debaucherous behavior. Did you know? Gway gets plastic surgery every year to stay looking the same. Coming up next, a reborn Gway graces the world.
Strong but yielding. Delicate yet bold. Challenging yet familiar. Abacus HP pencils, not for the timid.
In 1945, the Allied forces closed in on Berlin after Hitler and his generals, but they were too late, for Hitler was already gone. A month prior, Hitler, along with some of his generals, had planned out Hitler's escape. His top advisors all suggested he should go to South America, close to the Nazi gold caches, but his travel agent suggested Australia. Landing in Australia just as the war finished, Hitler went into seclusion in Coorparoo, Brisbane. It was there, in his secret bunker, that he lived for 20 years under the pseudonym of Albert Jenkins, a fastidious watch salesman. Over the years, many people searched for the Nazi gold stockpile, but none ever found Hitler's secret bunker, or his secret bicycle.
Mr. Albert was a very secretive person. He never really talked much unless it was about his bicycle. He was always riding that bicycle around, he was.
Watch as we uncover Hitler's secrets and delve into the secret life of Albert Jenkins. It's History, Monday nights, EMP TV.
Hey Henry, you want to go to that new ice creamery after work? Oh, I can't. I gotta finish Smith Street. Then once I've done that, I gotta finish the intersections of Passage and Princess Street.
Working at Stripe Street Refitex Company for 20 years and penning many a bestseller, Henry decides to take a break to escape his boring work. But his boring work hasn't finished with him. Only on his holiday does Henry understand how real his maps truly are. Watch as Henry Shubs is thrust into his own world, literally. Refedection, in cinemas this summer.
Tired of having to drive all over town trying to stock your bunker before Armageddon? Well, look no further than Jeff Archer's one-stop Armageddon shop. The only store to stock big man's nuclear decontamination suits. This week, all half price. Mention Darwin Series Evolution and receive a free T-set with any purchase. Jeff Archer's one-stop Armageddon shop, located at exit 56 Baton Roadway, Carlton.
Rife with the stench of success, Gway decided to become a televangelist, when on one of his alcohol-induced dreams, he rang one and was instantly converted.
Sure.
Chastity?
Yeah. Chastity.
But having the most successful television psychic show wasn't enough for the Gway dynamo. Many new projects beckoned. He was the voice of Spatula in the movie version of the wildly obscure cartoon, Painfully Obvious, made numerous failed attempts to journey to the center of the Earth, and became French for 3 months. No matter his new success, it's EMP that Gway attributes the happiest times of his career, a feeling that all associated with EMP reciprocate.
Due to a recent sexual harassment case, I'm not actually allowed to say anything pertaining to Mr. Gway or Gway brand hipster brief. Sorry.
You know, Gway, I thought he screwed me when he posted those nude pictures of me on the internet. You know, it was just me in all my glory, but no, wait, he did screw me.
You know, after being in all those movies with him all these years, he still calls me Andrew. It's alright, I suppose I look like an Andrew.
He's an alright guy. Hey, wait, hey, get him! Yeah, well, he's an alright guy. Hell, he'd have to be for me to forgive him for impregnating my mother, my sister, and my daughter.
Yeah, Mark's always been there for me. He was the one who produced my documentary movie about Charlton Palance. It was a story that combined both the lives of Charlton Heston and Jack Palance.
Out of everyone I've worked with in my career, I'd say that by far Gway has the best buttocks. They're sublime.
Well, actually, his middle name is Diabolso, which in Greek, I believe it was, is devil. I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's been your biggest achievement?
Well, I knew I made it when the Wheel of Fortune board game had me as an answer.
Wow. What was the category?
Fine dining. I think it was a misprint.
Currently, Gway is living in a castle in Scotland where he recently installed a trebuchet, which he rides constantly. He's also in preparation for the role of himself in the autobiographical feature film, It's All a Bit Grey. Thank you for watching The Width of Fame, the Mark Gway story.